Free gifts don't increase AOV just because they're free. They increase AOV when they give people a reason to add one more thing. In this video, I will break down how free gifts actually work in real stores. We'll look at when free gifts actually increase AOV, which setups work with bundles, which ones work in the cart, how to avoid killing your margins, and how to test gifts without guessing, with practical setups you can apply to your store today. This isn't about throwing random stuff into the order or giving things away for no reason. It's about understanding the moment when someone is already buying and asking themselves, is it worth adding more? And once you understand that moment, free gifts stop being a cost and start working as a real AOV lever. Here's the mental model that turns free gifts into an actual AOV booster. Free gifts don't work because people love free stuff. They work because they change what the shopper is deciding. At the start, the decision is simple. Do I buy this or not? But when a free gift is involved, the decision often shifts to, am I close enough to get it? Or what do I need to add to unlock it? That shift matters because the shopper is no longer debating the purchase, they're already in. They're just figuring out the next step. This is why free gifts work best when they create a clear moment of achievement, not when they're just quietly added to the order. Before we look at setups, it's important to understand when free gifts don't work at all. Free gifts don't increase AOV when they're added automatically with no decision. They also don't work if the shopper doesn't know they're close to unlocking it. And they don't work when there's no clear next step, no obvious way to unlock the gift. In all of these cases, the gift might feel nice, but it doesn't change behavior. So if free gifts only work when there's a decision to make, the next question is, when does that decision actually happen? In most stores, there are only a few moments where a shopper pauses and thinks about adding more. One is when they're choosing between buying a single product or a bundle. Another is inside the cart, right before checkout, when they're deciding whether to add one more item, and sometimes it happens at the commitment moment, choosing between a one-time purchase and a subscription. These are the moments where a free gift can actually influence behavior. Outside of these moments, free gifts usually don't change much. So now let's dive into how free gifts work in each of these situations. Let's start with bundles, because this is usually the earliest decision point. When someone is choosing between a single product and a bundle, they're already comparing value. In this moment, a free gift doesn't need to create urgency. It just needs to support the upgrade decision. That's why bundle-based free gifts work best when they feel relevant and intentional. Now let's look at two solid ways this can be set up in practice. Here's a simple bundle example, where the free gift is shown directly inside the bundle tier. The customer is choosing between buying one item or buying two, so they're already comparing value. But the second option stands out. It shows higher value, savings, and includes a free shaker bottle. The important part is that the gift is visible at the moment of comparison. The customer doesn't have to imagine what they'll get or discover it later. That visibility reinforces the upgrade decision. And this is also a smart setup for the merchant. The shaker is low cost, fits perfectly with the product, and actually makes the bundle feel more complete. For the customer, it feels useful and relevant. For the merchant, it increases AOV without giving away margin. Instead of pushing the shopper to add more, the gift confirms that this bundle is just a better choice. Now let's look at another way to implement gifts, a progressive bundle gift setup. The first option is simple. Just the product, no extras. When the customer moves to the second bundle, something changes. Free shipping unlocks. That alone makes the upgrade feel lighter even before looking at the price. Then at the highest bundle tier, a second reward appears. Free shipping stays unlocked and a free whitening paste is added. What matters here is the progression. Each step up doesn't just cost more, it gives more. The customer isn't jumping straight to the biggest bundle. They're moving through clear rewards. That makes upgrading feel natural instead of forced. And this also makes sense from the merchant side. At the highest bundle tier, the customer is already buying 4 items in one order. That usually means one shipment instead of multiple ones, which lowers the shipping cost per item and gives you more margin room than smaller purchases. So adding a relevant product gift here doesn't eat profit. It helps sell the highest value bundle more often. For the customer, it still feels like a win. Because each item is a 2-week pack, upgrading feels practical. They'll use it over time, share it with family, and get to try another product from your line. For the merchant, it increases AOV without relying on heavy discounts. That's why progressive gifts work. They reward commitment, not just buying more. Now let's look at another store example. This time focusing on card-based free gifts, where the AOV impact is often the strongest. At this point, the shopper has already decided to buy. Only open question is whether they add one more item or go straight to checkout. This is where cart-based free gifts work best. When the cart shows a clear goal, like spend $15 more to get a free gift, the decision changes. The shopper is no longer asking if they should buy, they're asking what makes the most sense to add. That's why progress bars and clear thresholds matter. They make the gap visible. And when the gap feels small and achievable, people naturally try to complete it. In this moment, in-cart upsells help guide the choice instead of interrupting it. The free gift isn't just a bonus here. It becomes a reason to keep going. There's one more decision moment where free gifts can work really well, and that's when someone is choosing between a one-time purchase and a subscription. Here's a good example. The customer can buy the same bundle either as a one-time purchase or as a subscription. The price difference isn't dramatic, but the experience is. When the customer chooses a one-time purchase, they just get the products. When they choose the subscription, that same bundle unlocks a free gift on the first order. And that part is important. This gift is a one-time entry reward. It only applies to the first subscription order. After that, the subscription continues normally, no ongoing gifts, no discounts stacked. To keep this healthy on the merchant side, it's important to set simple rules. For example, requiring a minimum of 3 or 5 orders before cancellation. That way, customers can't abuse the offer and the incentive stays profitable. For many shoppers, subscriptions don't fail because of price. They fail because of commitment. A one-time gift lowers that mental risk. It gives the customer an immediate win for choosing the longer-term option. And from the merchant side, this setup stays controlled. The gift might have a perceived value of around $10, but it only goes out once. And because it's tied to a recurring subscription, it's usually paid back over future orders. So the gift isn't a cost problem, it's an acquisition tool for higher lifetime value. Now let's talk about where a lot of stores get this wrong. A free gift won't increase AOV if it's unrelated to the product. For example, if you're selling an electric toothbrush, a good free gift is toothpaste or replacement heads, something clearly connected to oral care. A bad free gift would be something random, like a cheap keychain, a sticker, or a generic promo item that has nothing to do with the product. It also won't work if the gift is always on, with no threshold or goal. When people get something without doing anything extra, it usually feels way less valuable than when they have to take a small step to unlock it. If the gift is expensive, it stops doing its job. You're not increasing value anymore. You're just quietly giving profit away. And if the shopper doesn't understand how they got the gift, why it unlocked, or what they did to earn it, it doesn't reinforce the decision. Here's a quick check you can do today. Take a look at your store and ask yourself, does this free gift change the decision to add more? If not, it's not doing anything for AOV. Here's a simple way to think about free gift setups in practice. If the free gift lives inside a bundle, think in terms of tiers. Each higher bundle tier should feel more complete, not just more expensive. The gift should make the upgrade feel obvious, like this is the version I actually want. In this case, you're not chasing a number, you're reinforcing the choice to upgrade. If the free gift lives in the cart, think in terms of the gap. Start with your current average order value. If your AOV is around $40, don't set your free gift at 80. Set it just above, maybe 50 or 55. The exact number matters less than how close it feels. You want the shopper to think, I'm almost there. And if the free gift is tied to a subscription, think in terms of commitment. The gift should only apply to the first order. It's there to reduce hesitation, not to become a permanent discount. In that case, you're not optimizing for AOV. You're optimizing for lifetime value. And no matter which setup you're testing, change one thing at a time. Don't change the gift and the threshold together. That's how you actually learn what's moving AOV. When you look at free gifts this way, they're not something you just add everywhere. They work when they show up at the right moment and give the shopper a clear next step. All of the examples you saw here were set up using Kaching bundles, Kaching card drawer, and Kaching subscriptions, and they work seamlessly together, letting you control bundle logic, card behavior, and subscription incentives without breaking the flow. If you want to boost AOV by combining bundles, cart logic, and subscriptions in one store, check out the next video.